I wonder how long it's been since my brother and I began to see things other people can't see.
They're gonna choke on the wrapper.
I don't give a f*** about these ducks.
The morning stream. I must break you. Hey everyone, welcome to TMS. It is the morning stream for Monday, February 10th, 2025. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Ibbett.
Ni hao, Scott.
Ni hao ma, shay shay.
Spring roll.
I used to know a bunch of those words. From just one trip to China, they teach all these like common phrases and stuff, but I don't remember what most of it is. Don't remember most of it. I'd be lost. You put me in China right now, put me on a subway in southern China. I'm screwed. I'll be dead by morning.
I'll bet you'd be surprised how much it comes back to you. When Tina and I went to Mexico for a little resort trip, little family group resort trip with my stepdad's family side. And before the trip, I would have said, yeah, I could tell you hello and goodbye in Spanish, and that's about it. But I was surprised at how quickly it came back to me, especially walking on the beach and telling the people, the vendors who run up to you with arms loaded with cheap necklaces and weird prints and things like that. Oh, no me gusta. No.
It comes back real quick.
It really comes back quick. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, I remember some of this now. It's like riding a bike.
Yeah. Do you ever...
Or riding a bicicleta.
Yeah. Oh, well, look at you. Somebody call your high school Spanish teacher and tell them everything worked out. That's what we should do.
Please do. Please. She'd be very happy to hear that. What was her name?
Do you ever get suckered into any kind of those little, like when we were at Tijuana, I got suckered into buying a chess set for some reason. Stupid thing to try to travel with because it's made out of marble or stone or whatever. But have you ever gotten suckered into a deal like that?
Sort of. A wanderer or Romani, I know I can't use the G word anymore, somehow convinced me. We were in a hurry. We were in Chichester? No, where was it? Somebody help me out here and remind me the name of the town that's just outside Stonehenge in England. We were there. We stopped off at this restaurant that has a fossilized hand in the wall because the food was really good. It's a nice pub, and there's obviously we want to see the fossilized hand.
Yeah, you talked about that one other time. I think that is the raddest thing to see.
It's so cool. Yeah, they supposedly cut off because somebody caught them cheating in a poker game and cut off their hand and stuck it in the in the thing.
Sure.
But we left and we were heading towards the bus to catch the bus that took us to Stonehenge.
Mm-hmm.
And we're coming out, and this woman says, "Hey, can you give me a tenner? Can you give me whatever she said?" And I'm like, "No, sorry, can't help you." And then she goes, "I curse you."
Wow.
Like,
wow.
You cursed me because I didn't give you money. She's like, "I curse you." And I'm like, "Oh my God."
Wow.
And so I'm like fishing through, and I'm like, I'm not going to give her I had big bills, and then I had like pound coins, and I just wanted to give her like $5.
Sure.
And, I'm like, well, I don't believe in this crap, but I certainly don't want to be cursed. Because then if anything goes wrong, I'm going to think, oh, this is the stupid curse.
That's how curses work, because they're such bullshit that if something bad happens to you, you're just like, oh, damn it, it's that Romani curse that I got.
Exactly. Yeah. So I went and got change or found something, this is a little vendor, and just got change for one of my big bills, and like, all right, here's $5, and she went off on her merry way, and hopefully she lifted the curse.
That's the question. Did she say anything that made you feel like it was lifted when she left?
No, because Tina and I ended up missing the bus to Stonehenge, so we were stuck there for another half an hour. And then when we got to Stonehenge 30 minutes before they closed for the day. They closed the walkway and the event center or the gift shop and all that.
Yeah.
So basically we had 30 minutes to go all the way around Stonehenge to get back on the bus to get back to whatever the town was. And that's not enough time. If you've been to Stonehenge, it's a large,
sure.
They don't let you walk close to the rock. So it's a large circular path around it. So basically we kind of got to each of the compass points and stood there and looked at it, took a picture, and then made it around to another compass point, and then took a picture, and then made it around to another compass point, and then took a picture, and then back to the gift shop. Like, let's buy a little plastic model of Stonehenge and a book so that we can say we came here.
It's probably the curse was that you would be late for everything.
The curse is missing the bus.
Yeah.
Salisbury, that's it. Salisbury,
like the steak.
Yep.
All right, I'm down.
Yep.
Did you? So the hand in the wall, real quick. Did you take pictures of that or anything? Do you have like a photo of this?
Yeah,
hand?
and I think I did take a picture of it. I don't know.
Be hard to find.
This was
right?
before. Yeah, this was before iPhones, obviously, and so
It was like 90s. Late 90s.
Yeah, it would have been shortly after Tina and I got married. 96, 97.
Oh, okay.
I think
just prior to the boy. Sounds like.
Yes. Yeah, actually it might have been the summer after Tristan was born, because he had gotten a little bump on his head. He hit the wall, and we were like, well, if he's got a concussion, we're not going on our trip. And so we're like watching him, like, all right, check his eyes, pupils are dilating, okay, everything looks good. So it'd be really hard for me to find I think that would have been still in a roll of prints that we had printed, or a roll of film that we had printed.
So you got it somewhere, but that's cool.
Yeah.
I love the idea of an old disembodied hand,
It's really cool. Yeah. And I'm sure if we look up Salisbury pub severed hand.
Yeah. It's got to be out there, right?
Yep. The Haunch of Venison is the name of the restaurant.
What kind of venison you got here? It's the haunch. Okay.
It's yeah. It's like, all right. Yeah, I'll have some haunch, thanks.
Sure.
Let's see here. And
I'll give you something you can paste in here.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find one. So far, it's just pictures. There it is right there. Copy, image, paste. Oh, yeah, you got another. Oh, hit that one, too, because I was giving you an image of the... Oh, that one didn't come through. There's the Haunch of Venison. So it's like a severed hand behind a little gate, behind a little wall of bars and stuff.
Oh, weird. And whose hand is it again?
The cards. A person who was caught cheating at cards.
Dude, and the card, there's like a little thing of spades or something, or clubs or something.
Yeah, little mummified hand. Yeah.
That's great. I love that kind of stuff. I feel bad for the guy getting his hand cut off, but... we're talking, what, 1,000 years later? 100?
Probably talking 1,000 years later.
Yeah, 500, 600, and 700 years, something like that.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that. All right, couple things. Super Bowl Sunday happened. The Eagles absolutely murdered Kansas City. And you know what? I know a lot of people think that a one-sided game like that can be boring, but I love a good just wrecking. I love it.
Especially to a team that is like a little cocky.
Yeah.
A little full of themselves with the three-peat.
Yeah.
I was rooting for the Eagles because we were at a friend's house who's an Eagles fan. So you gotta be happy about the team. Plus, Denver and Kansas City have a quote unquote rivalry. So, I can't root for the Chiefs.
No,
anyway.
I can't anyway. Like, I don't like it. I like the underdog. I don't care who you are. If it was Kansas City that was the underdog who got in there inexplicably, and there was like a three-peater going up against him, if they were playing the Patriots or something, I'd be stoked for Kansas City. So this is just the way I work, and I was like all about the Eagles. They freaking destroyed them.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. I'm going to say this, though. I got a couple of things I want to say. The game, it's fine, whatever. I appreciated that they didn't cut to celebrities too often. It was very rare.
No.
I think
they would have more had the Chiefs been doing better. Like,
guaranteed. If you had Taylor Swift, celebrating, you'd have shown her more.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Sure.
But I don't know what John Hamm's connection to Kansas City is, but I guess
I wonder if he's from there. Maybe, I don't know. Or Bradley Cooper. I guess Bradley Cooper's probably from Philly or the Philly area.
Seemed like that's what they were trying to do there. But then this takes me to my beef. I don't ever like the commercials anymore. I feel like we're 10 years. They just haven't been great for a long time. For me.
They really haven't. Yeah,
everybody else may have reasons to think they're great and everything. But this one in particular just felt like the entire run with very few exceptions, were written by morons for morons.
Totally.
And just having a celebrity face in your commercial is not in and of itself funny. Do you know what I mean? Like you'll see somebody famous and go, and what they expect people to do is go, oh my gosh, they got so-and-so to be in this ad. Who gives a shit?
Catherine O'Hara and Willem Dafoe playing pickleball.
Yeah, it's just, they sucked this year so bad.
The ones I did like, and it's funny how they managed to get just about all the Schitt's Creek people within the first quarter of the game.
Yeah.
But the use of Eugene Levy's eyebrows, and then later on the use of the flag mustaches it's funny how facial hair all of a sudden became, a sentient theme for this year's Super Bowl.
It made me wonder if they had coordinated that because they were two different companies. Two different ads,
possibly. Yeah. But Eugene Levy is a good pick for that because of the eyebrows. And it's like, okay, perfect. That's a good clever use of a celebrity endorsement for
if you're going to get weird and have mustaches and eyebrows flying around, then I'll give him credit for that. But man, most of these abysmal, just terrible. Yeah. So I am from now on, this is my new goal from here on out, all Super Bowls in my future. Yeah. I don't give a shit about ads. The truth of the ads anyway is that what we liked is when the mega money meant mega creativity, or at least that's what you'd hoped, is that would be like, well, we're going to spend $16 million in 30 seconds. We're going to hire a writer and a cinematographer. We're going to hire people that know how to make really great, funny, short, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I feel like no one's trying anymore. They all just are like bottom level. Hey, what if Martha Stewart looked like she was dancing around? Well, who gives a shit?
And so much potential with I guess it was an Instacart ad that had all of these mascots, like different brand mascots racing each other to get to this this house. It's like, oh, this is okay. There should be a really good payoff with all this stuff. Awesome. Can't wait for it. It's like,
nope.
Oh, nope. They're just racing to get to the bank because it's Instacart. Really? All that potential of all of these great brands running, and you could have had some stuff, really funny stuff going between them, but nothing.
Yeah, and it feels like as I'm sitting there, I'm like, I would have done this, and then they do something else, and I'm thinking, well, I'm giving this advice for free. These people have all the money in the world. This is the best they could do. It's really annoying. And then I see like the Squarespace ad, and I'm like, oh, they're back doing Super Bowl ads. No wonder my rates went up. I get it now. You got Barry Coogan.
I did email Bill Murray though. I had to.
Yeah, to do it.
Yeah, I totally did it.
Good.
I used a crap email address, like one that I could cut off. But
sure.
The response back did not disappoint. I got an email back, so I just he said, I think I just said something like, "Yeah, I see that dog every time I look in the mirror too." He says, "Hey Brian Ibbett, thanks for emailing. Sure, you're thinking, what's this Murray doing in the middle of the game? Is he broke now? The usual gambling problems? Ugly divorce? Understandable reaction, but this is not purely a big money sellout. There's also a dog in my mirror, a real dog where my face should be and always has been. So kindly absorb that horror. Just walk 1 mile in my paws." And it's long, like it's a long thing, like a long email, but you can totally hear it in his voice.
It does feel like he wrote it then, at least. It feels. I'm not that I'm saying he wrote it, but they tried to match that.
It feels like, yes, they did a good job of making it sound like something he wrote. Oh, I just caught this. Where would you imagine a vet named Dr. Jerry, spelled like our Dr. Jerry Tolbert?
Oh, no way.
Wearing a "Don't lick me, I'm allergic" button pinned to his scrubs would send me. Just take a guess and you'll learn that this darkest hour is just before the dawn.
Wow. Maybe they said...
Matthew Johnson says there are parts 2 and 3 if I reply. I did see that.
Oh, you can do more?
Like there's a second reply. Email me back with your best guess, then I'll tell you the rest. So yeah, I might do it just to see what...
If it's just a throwaway email, why not? Just,
Why not? It's fun hearing it in his voice.
If you get anything crazy, let us know.
We'll do.
Yeah, we'd like to know.
We'll do.
Well, anyway. Oh, and then there's the meatballs part. So if you're like, Scott, what the hell's that mean? Here's the deal. Kim made turkey meatballs with some kind of awesome sauce I've never had before. It was real good. And then she made wings. She made 2 different kinds of wings and a bunch of that. And then a big veggie, all the stuff, right? All the things. And we had all the kids over. And it was great. Everybody ate well, and it was fantastic. And at some point during the night, we're probably fourth quarter, and I look around and I'm like, where's Ripley? because she's supposed to be down there laying with us while we're watching.
Yeah.
And Carter's like, I don't know. Is she not over there? I'm like, no, she's not over here. Where's Ripley? And we found out somebody forgot to pull the little gate. We have a gate at the top of the stairs when she's with us, so she can't go up there because her nose always knows where food is. It's just, she's a hound. Yeah. She's a hound of the hound breed type. So she's going to seek it out. The other two don't care. They're stupid and too small. They can't do anything. So she apparently, she went up there and then we're yelling her name. She finally comes down and she just looks so guilty, dude. Like, I don't even know how to describe the guilt in her face of a dog face. Just so much guilt in her face. I'm like, what did you do?
The dog shame. Yeah.
Like, what did you freaking do, Ripley? And she's not going to tell because she's a dog. Yeah. And then, so I can't remember who ran upstairs, Carter or Taylor. Somebody ran upstairs and yelled down, "Were we all out of meatballs?" And Kim's like, "No, we absolutely are not out of meatballs. There was going to be enough there for like everyone to take some and then Scott to have lunch today on meatballs if he wanted. Like there should be plenty of meatballs left." And the dog had gotten up and eaten like 30 freaking meatballs.
It would have been perfect if when Carter yelled that down the stairs, all of a sudden Ripley goes,
Well, I was waiting for it the whole rest of the night. I'm like, guys, you keep an eye on her.
That's some rich food.
Yeah, keep your eye on her. She's not going to make it. And so far, she's been fine. And I don't know how. Maybe it's because it was turkey and less greasy, or I don't freaking know. But she ate all these freaking meatballs. I was so mad at her. She couldn't reach the chicken wings though, so we're good there.
Good thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, because you don't want those bones. Jeez.
That would have been real bad. So what a stupid, dumb frickin' thing to have happen to all your meatballs in the middle of the Super Bowl.
Bummer.
Yeah, it was lots of fun. Good. I also ended up watching, that Carry On movie you saw on Netflix a while back, and you had said to me, hey, it's worth seeing. You should see it. It's fun. It's whatever.
Yeah.
You were right. I'm going to tell you this. Okay, Brian's the only person in my life who told me the truth about Carry On. Everybody else told me, oh, it's just like Die Hard. Like take Die Hard 1 and 2, mush them together, and basically it's Carry On. I don't think it is at all. Like, I don't think it's even remotely like Die Hard.
There's Die Hard aspects like, just the fact that it's like a terrorist who's kind of threatening a bunch of people. Maybe they're unaware of it. And he's the John McClane who has to stop it kind of thing. But, it's Die Hard in the essence that it's an action film. With one guy against a bunch of...
Yes, exactly. And he can't say anything for a while because of the nature of the story. I don't want to spoil it, but for those who watch it, you'll understand why he can't do much to say much. That's a little John McClane-ish where he's on his own. No one knows who he is or believes him, I guess. But for the most part, it felt like its own thing. And here's the other part. I really enjoyed it up to about 2/3 in. Okay. And I won't say I didn't enjoy the last third because I did. But for the wrong reasons. That last third goes off the rails, dude. Like it goes freaking bananas.
Yes.
And I understand why people are so
talking about. Yes.
And people are so critical of the final act, and I couldn't figure out why until I watched it. Now I get it. But I also kind of liked how ridiculous it got toward the end because it was just like, okay, holy shit, let's go. Yeah. Like it just stopped
over the top for sure.
It stopped taking itself seriously. But it was fun seeing some what do you call it? Some reunions. So you had Hank from Breaking Bad in there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Who looked like he needs, well, whatever. He's eating a lot of bread or something. I don't know what's going on with him. Yeah. Just a little worried about him. And then the other guy was his partner in the show Breaking Bad. I can't think of his name. Gomi?
Oh, right.
The guy in the tower was his partner.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Okay, yeah.
And those two never hung out in a scene, as far as I know.
No interaction.
That was kind of cool. And then a lot of other little stuff like that I liked. And I thought Bateman was great. Like, there's a lot to like about it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I like this Taron Edgerton.
Oh, Edgerton. Yeah.
The Edgerton brothers. I like those guys.
Yeah. That's right. Because you haven't seen a lot of the Kingsman movies, have you? Have you seen any of them?
None of them. No.
Okay, yeah, that's your main dude in the Kingsman.
I always assume those are coming to Film Sack at some point. So
it's not a bad guess. Yeah,
doesn't it feel like him? Like to me,
it totally does. Yeah,
to me it does. So we'll wait for those for film sack for me anyway. But
Sure,
I really had a good time with it. Kim and I both were just, it's a lot of fun, seat of your pants. That car scene was punching way above its weight, way above its weight. I don't even know. In fact, it almost felt like it was in a different movie. It was so well done and so insane that by the time it finished, I went, did we change channels for a second and watched a whole other thing? Because that car chase is insane.
It is so. It was so well done and good use of camera position and it was really good. Yeah, it does. You will lose Whammy again in that scene because it's Last Christmas. Yeah. It was fun though. We had a good time with it, but I'm annoyed a little bit that everybody told me that it was a Die Hard like. It just didn't feel like Die Hard like. People who told you to stay away from Amelia Perez too.
No, that's just been a general. There are a few people that I know that really hate it. But most of it's been critics who are like not talking about any of the side stuff or the real life tweet problem with the woman or any of that. It's just them saying this is a bad movie, and their other complaint is people are going to hear us say that, and they're going to assume it's for a bunch of reasons that aren't accurate when really all we mean is this is not a good movie. That's mostly the people I've been listening to.
That's interesting. Yeah.
You liked it, so I still have high hopes.
Tina enjoyed it. Right. Yeah, we liked it. Tina was surprised. Tina had no idea it was a musical, and so she was really thrown by that. But I think it's if you think of it as a play performance, you'll go into it with the right suspension of disbelief as to how this person can transform enough, but have people that maybe should recognize her not recognize her, kind of thing.
All right. And I like Gamora, so I'll watch her.
Kazumi, I don't recommend anything. There have been things that I've said stay far away from this.
Oh yeah, you have stuff you don't like. Sure,
yeah. There's been plenty of stuff that I don't like, Kazumi, but I feel like this is getting critical accolades for a reason. I think there are probably more deserving movies that should have been in the Best Picture for this year, but whatever.
I think people's biggest beef is that if it's mediocre in the pack. Then, but it also leads in nominations overall, and I think that's rubbing people wrong if they really didn't like it. They're just like, how is this the leading? But that, you know what? There were people that felt that way about Fury Road. It was the leading award nominee. It didn't win Best Picture. It won a bunch of other stuff, but it won. It went into those Oscars in 2015 with the most nominations.
Yeah.
But even I, a mega fan, knew that was a little crazy. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it deserved it in every way, but I know it's crazy. Okay?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So somebody out there, that Amelia Perez thing is their Fury Road, and to them I say, go for it.
I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, exactly.
I hope you win.
It's definitely not a Fury Road, but it's good.
Here you go. Brian, you have a lift story that I can't wait to hear. Tell us all about it.
Hold on. Rainbow Bright reminds us Brian told Scott not to see Blink twice, and Scott watched it anyway and regretted it. Good reminder, Rainbow Bright, that I don't recommend everything I see.
That's a good point. Yeah, you said you warned me, and I saw it anyway, and I was like, oh my gosh, why did I see this?
Exactly. Okay. Lift story. So Saturday afternoons after Film Sack, I did some freelance and then decided to drive for a little bit, and on one of my rides downtown, like basically at a little area where when Same Sex Marriage came to Denver, like they played in this part of town. A lot of great bars and live music and stuff like that. I pull up and I see 4 people walking towards the car. So I know immediately, like, all right, I'm going to get 1 person in the front, 3 people in the back, and whatever. I'm going to be crowded in here and I turn the straw of my water bottle so that it's not pointing towards their elbow, the person in the passenger seat, because I don't want their elbow brushing up against my water bottle.
Does that happen? You've had that before where they touch your stuff?
No, I just don't want it. I just don't want it to happen. It's probably just fine, but it's like, no, I put my mouth on that straw. I don't want somebody's elbow to
totally
brush
agree.
up against it.
I'm with you 100% on this. Preventative measure. It's great. I like
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the woman, it's three guys and a woman. The woman sits in the back far right behind the passenger at the window. And I did not capture the audio of this. I thought about it, but the audio I captured was what I wanted to capture.
Here's a still image so far of what we got in the car, right? This is it.
That's right.
Here?
Yeah, so you can see the three of them back there. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm not going to hit play until you tell me, but.
Nope. Okay. Yeah, good. So the woman back there puts her hand on my shoulder, and I look over at her, and she goes, "I love you." And I said, "Okay." She says, "No, I love your energy. You've got great energy." I'm like, "Oh, thanks. Yeah, great. I've been told I've got good energy." Just as something to say to like move forward past this. And she says, "What's your sign?" I said, "Leo." She's like, "Oh, I'm a Scorpio." I'm like, "Cool. Looks like you guys are going to," and I read off the address, and I start driving. It's like, okay, terrific, awesome. Let's keep on moving. But clearly these are people who've maybe sampled some of the local herbs that are offered so freely here in
seems pretty clear she's on something at this point. Or if she's not, if she's like this all the time, then good luck to everybody in her life.
Good luck. Yeah.
All right.
So we're driving, and we're about 2/3 of the way through the drive, and the guy in the passenger seat. So I want you to enjoy the dude in the passenger seat, and then look at my expression in the video that you'll see on screen.
All right. So if you're at home,
apologize for the F-bomb you're getting.
Yeah. So just a warning. If you if F-bombs just send you on a path, you're about to hear one. So skip ahead, I guess. Here it is. I'm hitting play.
She is him, right?
Okay, wait. Pause. Conspiracy here.
What?
What's with the moon out at 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
It's like
The moon does what it wants, man.
I don't know. I think we have 2 moons.
3/4.
Because, like, it comes on at night, and it's out right now. It's 3 fucking p.m.
Did you know at this time that while you're making that face, you're like, I'm using this later. I'm going to use this.
I didn't until that. Like, that was a genuine reaction face of like, okay, yeah.
Why are there 2
moons? And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, I gotta capture this audio for TMS.
Do you think that guy really thinks there are 2 moons? Do you think he thinks that and doesn't understand that sometimes you do see the moon in daylight because of where we all are in our orbit and position? It's tidal locked. It's looking at us regardless. So sometimes you see
he genuinely did, but he seemed old enough that this should not be the first time he's ever seen the moon during the day.
That's amazing, dude. They make me worry about the future. People like this.
Yeah, as they should. So,
that's wild. And the other guy, I like the other guy's
same thing. And
I like the other guy's like, the moon does what it wants to do.
The moon does what it wants.
Yeah. I mean, he's right. You're not going to control it. You're not going to stop the moon. It's going to do what it wants.
I honestly thought for a second about saying, no, the moon can be out during the day. We'll see it, and we're still seeing the sun's light reflected off the moon during the day. There's reasons that we see the moon, but I was like, no, let's not.
Yeah.
Let's not.
We'll just let that go. She's already told you she loves you. You've already got the zodiac sign business going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
May as well let it be what it's going to be. That's an amazing story, dude. I freaking love it. This guy, watch for him if you're out in public. Do not talk to this man right here. This
bum bum bum.
That's awesome. All right. We'll always have that. I guess you do always have that camera running, but I
always have that camera running, and this is why. It's never going to be for like somebody doing something horrible, threatening or damaging in my car. It's going to be to make sure I capture stuff like this for TMS.
Now, something that's been impossible for me to ignore is right behind you and to your right, my left, your left, my right, or whatever it is. Give us an update on Because you're done. You're done. We had this challenge. Brian's like, hey, I said, we could do this at the same time. I'll bring down my cabinet. I'm going to work on that. Brian's got his project. He's done. He's finished.
Yeah, I spent all morning and early afternoon yesterday. Basically, from the time I got up until the time we had to leave for Super Bowl, I spent getting this 32-inch monitor into this cabinet. And that means, so let's talk about what I had to do here. So when I started yesterday, still had this back glass in the spot there, right, in the top part.
Yeah, we call that the marquee, right?
Or marquee or back glass,
something like
They're
that.
Both accurate.
Yeah.
I also had the kind of the innards. Everything was gutted out of the inside of the table. So I basically I installed a monitor in the top part. So right now where it says Back to the Future, I can change that to a different different game. Like now it's Jurassic World, and I can change that to whatever.
It could be any marquee you want. Yeah.
Whatever the table is that is currently on is the thing that's going to appear back there.
Right.
It's now running off a PC as opposed to a little whatever the arcade 1-up deal was in there. The 32-inch monitor, I had to basically take off the entire plastic back and bezel and all that, and take off like metal brackets. Like that thing is basically monitor's edge. So that is a monitor that's never going to be usable for anything else. But it is the full width and length of the cabinet. So instead of it being this little 22-inch screen, which is what the stock machine comes with, this is the big full size. I drilled a hole in the side and installed new buttons all over the whole thing. You can see all those lit up on there. I drilled a hole and installed a new button just under the left flipper that I can use as a nudge, because I don't have a thing in there yet for tilt or for anything like that. I also drilled a hole in the front and installed a joystick, and now I can use that joystick to navigate through the pinball menus and choose a game, as opposed to just being able to use left flipper and right flipper. I can kind of go up and down and jump pages and stuff like that. Plus, I mean, if there's simple Steam games that would also be playable on here, then I could use that too. But
ooh, you know what? I just realized there's a game called Demon Tilt. What is it called? Shit. I'm gonna find this game. I have a pinball game that was made for. It's on Steam. It's on other stuff too, but it's a video game pinball machine that I love. Love this game. Okay. And if that played on there, dude, you're in for a treat. This is one of the coolest games. Let me see if I can find it here. It's is it Demon Tilt? No. Hold on. Demon. Something. Maybe it's just Tilt. Maybe like Xeno Tilt is the new one. They had one called Demon Tilt. It's called Xeno Tilt with an X.
Z or an X? X. Okay,
yeah. Right. Hostile Pinball Action. It's called. It is really, really awesome. I would be very curious if it ran on there. That would be amazing.
Probably, as long as I can adjust. Well, I can. There's a program on here that I ran on the PC called Joy 2 Key, and it lets you use an Xbox controller and reprogram the buttons to be any key combinations you want, or a keyboard or a joystick or whatever. So it's probably, so as long as I can control it with that, then yeah, probably.
That's very cool. I would love to see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll try that out.
Yeah.
So Warpforge asked how expensive was this project? That monitor I got on Facebook Marketplace for $100.
Nice.
I already had the joystick and buttons from doing that little portable RetroPie gaming rig thing. So that was $23 for all of that. So is whatever half of that is. I already had the cabinet, but whatever I paid for the original cabinet. Yeah, I mean, it's...
And then just time, and you're done.
And then just the time and effort of doing that, yeah.
And I would argue you did that in record time, I would say. It's impressive.
And I did shoot some YouTube video during each stage just to talk about what I'm about to do and what's been done, so that you kind of get a progress report. So I will stitch those all together and do a thing about that.
Right.
Yeah, Matuba. I mean, listen, if I could afford a real pinball machine, yeah, you'd see one down here, and it would probably be the new Guardians of the Galaxy one. I think is a blast. It's a huge favorite of mine when I played it at the Pinball Festival and that sort of thing. The new X-Men game is rad.
It's really good.
So again, if I could get one of those, a real one, then yes, but I don't have $5,000-$6,000 floating around that I could use.
Well,
probably more like 8.
Yeah, more like 8 or 10. And you could have, if you were able to come across one of those, why not both, Matuba? Why not both?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So this one's got right now 48, 50 different games I can play in it. So
yeah.
So anyway, yeah, Carnival, Rufus Cat. I need to get the Carnival one on here, and I've heard really good things about the 90s Star Wars table too. The one that looks more analog without all of the 2000s-y kind of add-ons and stuff. Yeah. So
well, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Well done.
Anyway, so that's all working. So I still there's an audio issue I need to deal with. Just basically rerouting an audio cable to work with the speakers there. And right now there is no protection on the top of it. So that is the front of the monitor. So I have a piece of protective plastic and that I put over the top of that when I'm not down here, because I don't want the cat jumping up on there. So, but I need a sheet of tempered glass, and I know that's going to be a little on the pricey, like upwards of $100.
Oh yeah,
to put on there. So for
the good stuff, hell yeah.
For good stuff, 1/4 inch thick, the right size I need, etc. There's a glass cutter here in Arvada that I'm gonna try and get a quote from. But Cool Toy, who puts up all his videos on YouTube and was instrumental in figuring out all the little steps to doing this thing. He bought his from an online vendor, and it was cheaper than buying it from a local glass cutter. So
nice.
Yeah.
A quick note, Lucky Phil in the chat says Devil's Crush Pinball for the TurboGrafx 16 is one of my favorites. Basically, the Xeno Tilt and Demon Tilt games are this team that made those are massive fans of those Devil Crush games. Oh,
really? So it's kind of inspired by that?
Big time. And you can tell. Like, you'll play it and go, oh, yeah, this brings me back. It's a lot. There's a lot more going on, obviously, and it's newer and more modern and all that, but it's definitely a love letter to those old games. So
that's cool.
Yeah, they're really cool. I love video game pinball. I like regular pinball a lot too, but I really like when people get creative, because you can do things in a video game that you can't do on a table. And I like it when they do those in fun ways, retain the spirit of what is pinball, get the physics right and all that.
Yeah.
But then give me some like reactive board stuff that you can't do physically. I always enjoy that.
I played a little bit of it, but there's an Avengers Age of Ultron game. I basically played for like 2 minutes before Tina's like, come on, we've got to go to the Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
But the Avengers one has the 5 balls, each is a different member of the original MCU, the first Avengers movie, and each one has kind of a different power. Like the Hulk ball really can knock down huge targets and stuff like that, whereas the Black Widow ball can like get into areas of the table, or the other ones can't, etc. So it's like really something you could not do with a physical pinball machine.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. Well, I'm excited for you. Well done. You finished it in record time, and now I feel even more pressure to get this other machine done. In fact, today, I think, if I get time, I have a dental appointment later, but I'm going to try to do the what do you call it? Uncharging of it? Like poking the...
Oh, right. Like
thing.
Right.
What do they call it?
Decapacitating it, basically the...
Yeah. Just
whatever things might still have power in the little capacitors.
Discharge. Is that it? What I'm trying to say?
Discharge. There we go. Discharge.
Milky discharge. No, that's not it. No, I think discharge.
Just
is right.
as I'm drinking coffee. Awesome.
So we'll see how that goes. I'll let you know. Quick shout out to Keter Red. If you don't know why, well, you don't need to know why. I just think he's rad and he's a cool listener.
It's my favorite meteor.
Yeah, it's he's been going through some stuff, and just want to let him know that we're thinking about him, and hope things turn around for him real quick. Just some brief, hopefully medical things, and just like to let our listeners know that we pay attention to your struggles. We're around for you. Yeah, and the Tadpole is too. So, feel free to vent on our Discord. Let us know what's going on in your life. And I wanted to give him a quick shout out. So Keter Red, however you say it.
Ketered, probably Ketered.
Probably Ketered.
Right? Maybe, yeah, or Keter, because it's one T. If it was two T's, definitely Ketered, but maybe Ketered.
Ketered. It's more alliterative to say Keter, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, let's move on to today's party time. All right.
Yeah.
We got to get Dunaway in though, or else what's the point? If he doesn't come in, then we're just doing it wrong. So we're going to do that.
That's right.
It's not working. There it is. It's working now. And we'll play a little music when he gets here, and we'll go off to do our thing. Woo! Well. What do we have here? It's one Brian Dunaway who's joining us all the way from the southeast of this great nation. Brian, welcome. How are you?
Oh, hi, Scott Brown. I'm the southeastiest.
Yeah. Hey.
The southeastiest.
You know what would have been cool is if the Ravens would have been there. Wait, not the Ravens. Is it the Ravens?
That would be awesome.
Panthers.
What's wrong with me? The Panthers is what I meant to say. That would be cool. Yeah, your shared your shared Carolina team. That would be cool. How come they didn't? Right. What happened to them this year? What went wrong there? What happened?
We don't talk about that.
Oh, okay. Well, I understand. Hey, look, my two teams didn't make it, so I get it.
Yeah,
dude, it's been a rough couple of seasons, but hey, who knows? Maybe next year.
You're rebuilding.
That's the hope, right? That's the hope that's in every NFL heart, right?
That's right.
Maybe next year.
You got a 1 in 32 chance to get there. So good luck. Hey, Brian, let's talk.
I don't think that's right.
Well, there's 32 teams, right? So you got 1 in 30.
Yeah.
One of the 32 will win. That's a fair number, isn't it? Do I have that right? 32 teams? Yeah. That's the current NFL makeup.
That's right. Yeah, sounds right.
Hey, Brian Ibbett, explain these rules and stuff so Dunaway knows what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, because it's the problem is him. Welcome to the Morning Half-Ass is a trivia game where I'm actually going to be giving you the answers. I'm going to give Scott and Brian a category and 6 possible answers. 3 of those answers are correct. 3 of them, like there being 2 moons, is incorrect. Depending on how confident you feel with the category, you can provide 1, 2, or 3 guesses. But if any of those guesses wrong, you get 0 points for that round. 1 right gets you a point, 2 right gets you 3 points, 3 right gets you 5 points. We'll add all those points up at the end to declare a winner. You guys are playing for other people who can't be in here.
We're declaring winners now? I'm sorry.
We are. Scott, okay. You're playing for Carolyn Fortuna in Jacksonville.
Sweet. Love it.
And Brian, you're playing for Thomas Chambers in the sad Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh.
That's okay.
Yeah.
At least they didn't.
It was totally random, right? You didn't.
No,
plan.
I didn't plan it. If I would have planned it, I would have found somebody in Philadelphia as well, and had the two like a
rematch. Yeah,
a rematch exactly. All right. Let's see here. Thank you, Amy. That's very good. She said, I would have doubled my Patreon if I would have said, that's no moon, it's a space station.
Oh, man. Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. All right, let's get to it. First question, first category, very simply, astronauts. Which of these are astronauts and which of these are not astronauts? Valentina Tereshkova, Jenny Thompson, Sun Yang, Sally Ride, Alexander Popov, and Yang Louis. 3 of those are astronauts. 3 of those are not astronauts.
Oh my god.
They're astronaut.
They are could be's.
Knots. Yes, exactly.
I'm not feeling very confident here at all. So I'll do that. That's what I'm
doing.
Then I'm going to also do that.
You guys both locked in on just 1 each.
Probably the same one, if I had to guess.
No, I'm kind of surprised. Really? Yeah, that you guys didn't lock in on the same one because I felt like Sally Ride was the obvious one, being the first woman in space.
Yeah.
But Brian, you locked in on Sally Ride. Scott, you locked in on Alexander Popov. The answer is Sally Ride. Along
Alexander
with
Valentina,
Valentina Tereshkova and Yang Louis. Those were the 3. The other 3 are Olympic swimmers: Jenny Thompson, Sun Yang, and Alexander Popov.
The Popov
names
name
sound familiar enough.
Yeah, that name's very familiar, which is why I picked it. I knew I was going to pick a Russian just because Why not? But I picked the wrong Russian. I backed the wrong Russian.
You backed the wrong Russian.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all right. Brian's only got 1 point going into the next one, so that's okay. Let's get into the next one here.
All right.
Your second one is vacation spots in the Beach Boys song Kokomo. Which of these are mentioned in the Beach Boys song Kokomo? Feel free to sing along. Port-au-Prince, Montserrat, Curacao, Key Largo, Key West, and Havana. Three of those.
All of them fit in there, don't they?
They do. You can sing. You can put any of them in there. Yeah.
And Pretty Mama's not a country. Just so you know, no Pretty Mama.
Pretty Mama is not. No, that's correct.
All right, locking in. I don't know.
All right. Well,
because I got one for sure, and I'm pretty sure about this other one, but I don't want to blow my 1 point.
Your 1 point. You did lock in on Key Largo. Both of you locked in on Key Largo. Absolutely. Key Largo, I think, might even be
like the
Key
first
Largo.
Havana, something.
Right.
Montserrat.
Sororate. Havana certainly would fit the rhyming structure and cadence of the song, but it's not. Havana is not, surprisingly, not mentioned. Neither is Key West or Curacao. The other two are Port-au-Prince and Montserrat.
How are you? You're going to beat me by just being conservative and choosing one each time, you bastard.
Yeah.
Well, now you have to, if you want a chance, Scott, you have to get 2 right to get 3 points.
I'm cooking that toad, cooking that frog right up.
That's right.
All
right, next one is countries where the pangolin lives. You know, where the pangolin lives.
Oh yeah. March of the Pangolins. Yeah.
March of the Pangolin.
These pangolins. Right. There's a pangolin right there. It looks like a Pokemon.
Oh Jesus! You got to put a picture somewhere. Hold on a second.
I put it in Discord.
Oh, they're cute.
They're cute, but they look
like. Are they though?
I want.
They look like
little Godzillas.
There's a Pokemon that looks just like that. I can't remember its name, but
that's adorable. I like that a lot.
You just got to figure out what countries you'll find those.
Ah, great.
Countries where the pangolin lives. You've got China, Brazil, Congo, Indonesia, Bolivia, and New Zealand. You can find the pangolin in 3 of those countries.
Shit.
Sand shrew. Thank you, Faisley.
Same to you. Sand shrew to you too, buddy.
Well, I gotta go at least 2.
Or sand slash, yeah. Zoe, basically just like that.
Pangolin. Oh my Lord!
I can see why Chuck loves pangolins, says Amy. I can see why they're adorable.
Oh, I would own one if I could.
Yeah.
I'd have
watch
a pet.
it lumbering around the house.
How big do they get? Are they large?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
They're like 10 foot tall. Yeah.
The other image I have is of a baby, and it's on a scale with a stuffed animal.
A baby pangolin, right? Not just a baby.
A baby pangolin. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna.
Why is it humping that teddy bear?
so they can weigh it, I guess.
It's a beautiful little weird. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Guess you got to tear the teddy bear out.
I could handle one of these, unless that might be a baby and the adults.
It's a baby, so yeah, it's not an adult. But
good thing the question is how much they weigh.
Oh. Yeah, but look at that.
Yep.
See.
All right, let's see what you guys locked in. You guys have locked in. Scott, you needed to do that. You needed to lock in on a couple of these. Brian, you just picked one again.
South
China.
Park there's a reference in South Park. That was the only one I knew for sure.
There is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shit.
During the pandemic. Yeah.
Scott, you locked in on Brazil, Bolivia, and Congo. One of those is right. Congo, home of lava tubes, is correct. China, Indonesia, and Congo were the correct answers. Giving Brian just inching his way towards victory. 3 points. 1 point
One each round.
That's right.
That's insane. I don't know how you're doing this.
Strategy this time around worked well for you. So congratulations to Brian. And by proxy, congratulations to Thomas Chambers in Kansas City, Missouri. Thomas, you're getting a copy of Boxes, Lost Fragments, and The Pegasus Expedition.
You're a winner.
On Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Carolyn, you're getting a copy of Against the Storm.
Once again.
Again, it's a pretty damn good prize. So,
I feel bad for the winner because the loser won hardcore today. I have played all these games. That one,
I love
Against the Storm is so good. You won the better game.
That's the only one of the three I've played, and I love that.
I think the winner should get an option to shuffle.
Yeah, too bad. They had to back your horse, Mr. Incremental.
No, I'm talking about me, the winner.
Oh, I see.
I see. Shuffle the games around?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think you should. No, I disagree with that. You should not get that.
Well, of course you do. You lost today.
That's right. And even if I won, I wouldn't want it.
Congratulations.
That's what we're saying to them. And to you, Brian. Oh, he incrementally won, but he still kind of lost because this person got the better game. Anyway, these people will be getting their codes right away because that's how this works. And Wednesday, we'll get a chance to do a similar thing, although on that one of you calls in. Dunaway will be here, though, and it'll be lots of fun. Brian Dunaway, is there anything you'd like to say before I cut you out?
You better be playing some Wario this week. It's going to release on Valentine's Day for the Nintendo Online Store, but we're going to talk about it this week.
Wario Land 4 GBA game will be on the online store. And we're going to talk about the origins of that game on the original Game Boy all the way up through that version of the game. And a few things that were inspired by it. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Kiss my butt. Bye. I got him. He thought I was done, but I wasn't. Take that, jerk.
Well done.
All right, guys. We're going to take a break. When we come back from said break, we got Steven. Steven Schleicher will be here.
Yeah.
He's got some bad news, but it's worth talking about. All right. Nothing to do with him, but, it's an industry thing. Come back for all that in a minute, but Brian, in the meantime, play a song.
Sure. Big thanks to Big Hassle Media. Always love when I get to say this one comes from Big Hassle Media. This is a brand new album from Sarah and the Sundays. The album is called Like a Damn Dog, and they're going to be doing a North American tour this spring. Sold out album release show tonight in Austin. That was actually February 7th, so that would have been Friday. So they already had their sold out album release show. You couldn't have made it anyway, even if you wanted to. This is their first single from the album. It's called Casanova. Here are Sarah and the Sundays.
When your life sucks and your soul is dead, at least there's always garlic bread.
You can almost tell whether it's real or not.
And we've returned. Tell me again who that was.
Sure, that's Sarah and the Sundays from their brand new album, Like a Damn Dog. That is the first single. It's called Casanova.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Yeah.
How about Schleicher time? How you feel about that?
I think that's a great... there's no better time than Schleicher time.
I agree.
It's Schleicher time.
It's Schleicher time. Get down. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doot. I can't find his intro. There it is.
And now welcome Steven to the show. He's a huge freaking nerd.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Oh, look who it is. It is Steven Schleicher. He joins us as he does a couple of Mondays a month from majorspoilers.com to talk about some of the ongoing business happening in comic books, movies, pop culture, and more. Steven, welcome back. How are you?
Hello, Scott. Hello, Brian.
Hey,
hello.
How's school? What's going on right now? Give us a snapshot of collegiate education right now in Kansas. What's going on?
Oh my gosh.
This is like, I had to send a letter to our legal counsel last week saying, hey, it's not happened yet, but what happens if ICE shows up in our classroom?
Oh, shit.
Oh,
what did they say to this? This is crazy.
They're like, hey, first of all, they should have gone through us first. Second of all, they better have paperwork. Third of all, contact us immediately if they don't have either one of those first two things.
Okay, so if anybody from immigration shows up at the door, you get to
to my classroom.
To your classroom, you basically get to say F off until I talk to my...
Well, they could say, look, we've already talked to University Police. We've got paperwork here. We need to come in. At which point I turn to the students and say, you do not have to say a damn thing.
Yeah, because they don't.
Mm-hmm. No, they don't.
They have there's no legal compulsion for them to do anything.
So, that's just one of the minor stressors that that we have to deal with right now.
What if they came in and said that, and you turned to the students, everyone, you don't have to say anything. And then they say, sir, we're here for you. And then you say, wait a minute, I live here. I'm an American. Here's my papers. And they say, we're taking you to an undisclosed location. And
Elon Musk has read your Twitter timeline.
Yeah. Then what would you do, Steven? Are you going to like pull out a ruler, a T-square, and like fight, or what are you going to do? What's your plan?
I don't know. I doubt it will happen.
All right, probably not. But it's fun to explore.
I mean, have you seen me? I'm as white or whiter than both of you.
That's true. You are a shade of white that Brian and I have to combine to make.
That's right.
Right?
Exactly.
Actually, that would make us darker, wouldn't it? If you combine
that
two.
would make us darker if you combined. Yeah.
All
unless he's actually gives off light, which is possible.
It is entirely possible. So anyway, well, I'm glad you're.
Why I wear a shirt to the pool.
Yeah, exactly. And you are also not the state that now has the losing team. No, that's
a different.
That's a whole different state. A lot of people will say, "Oh, congratulations, Kansas, on your win." And you're like, "No, Kansas City's in Missouri," and I won't
mostly
say
there's some in Kansas City that's in Kansas.
That's true.
Let's just say the Kansas City Chiefs are in Missouri for now.
Oh,
really?
Wait, is there a thing?
I don't know. I don't know the whole dealio, but apparently, Chiefs want a new stadium, and they don't want to do it on the Kansas City, Missouri side, and so over where the big NASCAR racetrack is on the Kansas side, on state line, there's a huge. It's called Legends, and they've got that, and they've got Children's Mercy Park where Sporting KC plays. There's been some talk that maybe we just move to the Kansas side if money doesn't come down from the state to make the stadium better in Missouri. That's what I've heard. Don't know if there's any real legitimacy to that, but that's what I've heard.
Would you get excited about that as a resident of the Kansas side?
I don't really care either way.
Oh yeah, what am I doing here? You're the one that always calls it Superb Owl, and you ignore it, or you don't even care.
Well, because I don't want the NFL to sue me every time I say the word.
the other pair of words. Yeah,
that's true. Watch out, everybody. Did they do?
I will say that was like the most boringest waste of my Sunday ever.
We never even talked about the halftime show, which I thought was excellent.
Oh, I thought Kendrick was great.
I enjoyed it a lot too. But I mean, again, people who skin match ours certainly didn't have anything kind to say.
Certainly, all the people who have sunglasses on their X avatar that they took the picture they took in their car with their
trucker
reflective
hat.
Sunglasses.
Yeah.
With their trucker hat. Exactly.
I thought he was. I thought he was great, but also it was really subversive. There's a lot of imagery going on there that a lot of people just didn't notice, including half the room in here. And I was like, you guys see what they're doing there? That is a flag, an American flag made up of black men who are all bending over as if they are what built that flag in the first place. That's pretty subversive stuff. Like,
I mean, it was
sticking it to
great.
the man.
A lot of people have gone through and shared, comments. Just the opening statement, the revolution will be televised. Right channel, wrong. You voted for the wrong guy, or whatever. It was definitely a diss on Trump, and certainly having a black Uncle Sam Jackson up there is also kind of a slap in the face to a lot of people.
Sam Jackson.
It was. I enjoyed that halftime show more than I thought I would. My wife kind of got up and she goes, this is not very interesting, and she laughed.
Yeah.
And
if you're not into rap,
there's a lot of subtract. Yeah, you kind of have to be a little bit into
if you're not into rap, but it's thinly veiled, right? Because there's a lot of poetry under that. The guy won a freaking Pulitzer Prize for a reason. Like, he's not just some rapper. He's poetic in a way that puts him kind of above everybody else, or a little further than everybody else. But the fact that he called out Drake by name and did the Drake diss track, and the entire audience says A minor along with him.
Right, and was that
and he's wearing a necklace that has
the A? Yeah,
A.
so that's the A minor is also the lowercase a on his chain. I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how I took it.
So he basically...
I didn't know about the Pulitzer thing until last night. I watched the Drake-Kendrick beef thing on Hulu, which is excellent. It gives all the background that they used to have together, and also talks about the Pulitzer Prize that Kendrick Lamar has. It's like, wow, I did not know that. That's fascinating.
Yeah, dude.
And Serena Williams showing up out of nowhere doing the Crip.
Yeah, and don't forget, Serena Williams, former girlfriend of Drake, up on stage in a diss song against her former boyfriend. Like, this stuff is like extra levels of diss.
It was multi-level of both, Drake, you lost, and also the commentary on American history and the black person's perspective on American history, as well as Lamar's views on himself in relation to all of this.
Yeah. Plus, he had those cool pants that were super flared. I like that. Looks like the 70s going on in there.
You gonna get a pair?
No, I'm not going to be getting those. I don't think I'd look right. I think I'd look real bad. Well, anyway.
Could you pull it off? Jeez.
I don't know. Maybe I could if I tried. Okay, you know what? I'm coming to Vegas and flares. You guys have asked for it. It's coming.
Excellent. Let's do it.
I don't have the jacket or the cool A, but I'll do what I can. All right, let's get to it. We got a few things to cover. Unfortunately, it's not great news. Ablaze Publishing, Dark Horse Comics, and now IDW are all announcing layoffs. Why is the industry suddenly swept up in these? Did something change? Is this a long time coming?
Well, some of these are kind of probably saw the writing on the wall, specifically with IDW and Dark Horse, because they are both owned by companies with conglomerate or entertainment industry in their titles. So anytime you hear those, IDW has not IDW, Dark Horse has been bought out by this Swedish gaming conglomerate, then you know that, oh crap, this is going to lead to layoffs at some point. That's what happens with any big merger. But the fact that we see Diamond, we were talking about them a couple of weeks ago, about them declaring their Chapter 11 bankruptcy. They haven't paid people off in a couple of months. Well, I think they still owe people from November and December and now January that these companies aren't getting paid for the books that have been distributed and bought up by comic book stores and comic book readers. And so when you're looking at your bottom line and going, hey, there's 3 months of income we don't have, I think we're starting to see some of those kind of ripple effects playing out, but also just what's going on in the larger board game industry. Certainly the conglomerates are probably taking some hits right now. And so they're just looking for cost-cutting measures. Now, on the plus side, I believe it's Dark Horse is the one that has laid off around 20 people. IDW and Ablaze have both laid off like 1 or 2 people. But again, their staff is not that huge to begin with. IDW has been laying off staff for the last couple of years here and there. So I would, all of these companies, I don't know about Ablaze, but certainly Dark Horse and IDW Publishing they do release their quarterly reports. And you can go in there and find out a lot of information just by reading those quarterly reports. So is this a sign of doom and gloom? Probably not. This is going to be a sign of a dip or a readjustment for publishers on the business side. Does this mean you're never going to see a Hellboy comic again? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means there may not be as many Dark Horse comics, or there may not be as many IDW publishing comics on the stands, although they're down to basically Star Trek and My Little Pony comics right now. So.
Yeah, it's not a huge lineup. So do you think we see any reshuffling at Marvel or DC as a, just kind of a knock-on effect of any of this?
Probably not as of yet. So DC definitely is not impacted by what's going on at Diamond, because they broke with Diamond back in 2020. And so they're going through Lunar and publishers, not publisher, Random House, whatever they're called now, Penguin Random House.
Yeah.
So they're not really having to lose any money from that. Marvel has also broken away in the last year or two from them, so I don't see that happening. Should comic sales slip, then we may see some shuffling going on or some reduction in comics. Though, again, DC, when they let go Diane Nelson, and again during pandemic when they shuffled around to their new publishers, they've greatly reduced the number of comics that they produce each week. Marvel just floods the market. DC is around 10 or less comics per week right now. So that's still 40 to 50 comics a month that they're publishing. They might slow things down depending on what frickin' Zaslav does, but right now I think both of those big companies are fine.
Yeah, I love when you bring up Zaslav because I can just hear the hatred in your voice.
I want to throw up every time I say his name.
yeah, man. Every time I hear you say it, I just feel it.
When you think so, again, when you think about what happened when Discovery Networks and Warner merged, it's the same thing that happened when you hear conglomerate owning Dark Horse or IDW. Yeah. There's going to be mass layoffs. And sure enough, there were mass layoffs. And now what is going on at Warner Brothers Discovery is, hey, maybe we need to spin this off, meaning we need to sell off parts of the company so we can recoup costs. It's just stupid when, a conglomerate comes in and buys everything. It would be like, let's just say Zaslav comes in and he wants to buy He wants to buy Frog Pants. He wants to buy Major Spoilers Entertainment. He wants to buy what's the one, the Diamond Club, the stuff with Brian and Justin and everything that they do. They buy all that. We get a lot of publicity. We get a lot of play. We get a lot of downloads. A lot of advertising is being bought over all our stuff. And then they're just like, I don't know if we need Critical Hit anymore. Let's just sell that off or get rid of it or cancel it. Or, hey, it's been great to have Scott and Brian together, but do we really need Brian on the show? Can we get rid of him? And so it's that kind of just insane, stupid management that happens when you're dealing with these mega corps and them constantly buying and selling.
They absorb all this stuff, and you first hear about the absorption, and you think, "Oh, cool! It's all under one roof now. You can organize that better." And
Fox,
then they're
Disney,
like, we don't like this show. I know it's only a season in, and we promised 4, but they just start hucking stuff, and I hate that. And then they do seem to be the worst at it right now. Warner Brothers is just effed with that guy in charge. Not that they're all good at this. Like Disney's got their own problems.
No, Disney did the same thing. I think they when Disney and Fox merged, I think the day that the closing happened, where they've officially merged, I think they laid off like 5,000 people on that day. It was either 5,000 or 8,000 people on that day, and yet everyone's like, "No, this is cool because now the X-Men and the Avengers can be in movies together." And it's like, yeah, but 5,000 people lost their jobs.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
5,000 people is like I don't know. That's the entirety of Blizzard Entertainment. It's about 5,000.
Right.
That's wild. Yeah. A whole company gone. Poof.
And still no sequel to Vikings Lost in Time.
Nope. Nope.
I know we're missing that so much. Yeah.
Hold out hope though. Hold out the hope as long as you can.
Randy's listening, so please.
Don't worry, he's
Vikings
moving.
Lost in Time.
He's moving Catwoman.
I've moved Catwoman.
He's busy. He's just not going to have time. Well, this is great and interesting stuff. We also have this little bit here. Rob Liefeld is done with Marvel. You thought he was done in the 90s when he went and helped form Image, but no, for real this time, he is done.
Okay, so it depends, right? So Rob Liefeld has been on again, off again with Marvel for years, but apparently he and Kevin Feige just rub each other the wrong way, but not in that kind of way, in that they have been back and forth over how to properly credit Rob and co-creator Fabian Nicieza for Deadpool. And at one point, Rob said, "Hey, I would like to have the lead created by co-creator role for the upcoming Deadpool Wolverine movie." And Disney said, "F you," basically. And Kevin Feige basically said that's not going to happen. And when the movie premiere happened, Rob found out he was not invited, or his family invited, to the after party. And so Rob is like, "No, this is Kevin trying to demean me and to belittle me." And I forget, there was one other thing that happened just recently. And so Rob went out publicly last week and says, "Hey, after this Wolverine Deadpool thing wraps up, which I think is this week, February 12th, I'm done with Marvel. I'm not going to be working with them ever again."
Damn.
And so he's kind of taken the Alan Moore approach of, I want nothing to do with your comic books. I don't know if he's going to say no to any monies that come his way like Alan Moore has with DC Comics.
Sure.
But
I think the Deadpool 4 money that does come his way, he'll happily accept, and he should.
So. And he should, yeah,
Steven, what's the studio's beef with giving the co-creator credit? I don't understand that.
So, well, it may just be because Rob wanted his name before Fabian's. I don't know. But historically, the movie studios have not wanted to give creator credits to the characters that appear in the movies, because when you do that, depending on how your contract was written, you may owe Rob Liefeld a lot of money to use Deadpool in those movies.
Oh, so it's like this retroactive label that then makes it possible to go after other money.
Yeah. And the same, I mean, this has been a problem for comic creators for almost a century now, where you have Simon & Schuster had to sue DC multiple times just so that they could get money off of all of the money that DC Warner Brothers was making off the Superman movies and the Superman franchise. At one point, Simon & Schuster were just like, "Listen, can we at least get insurance through Warner Brothers DC? And we're going to have to sue you for that." And they're like, "Yeah, fine. We'll give you, insurance for the rest, health insurance for the rest of your life." Those kind of simple things. Or, Jack Kirby has constantly been screwed out of monies for things that he has created because these companies are like, "Nope, you signed a contract that says you're a work for hire. Therefore, we don't owe you anything for the work that you have done. Now, because of pressure, some people have started to get monies back or getting small monies back for credits on what they've done. But then you start getting into slicing hairs. Was this line or this depiction of the character in the movie based on this creator's input or this creator's input or this creator's input? And so that gets a little troublesome as well. But yeah, historically, work for hire people at comic companies have not been treated well. Neil Adams, who passed away, was it 2 years ago now? He was a huge proponent of creator rights and tried multiple times in the 70s and 80s to get the comic book industry to unionize. And each time they just didn't. And so I don't think at this point comic book creators really have the ability to unionize. I would love to see them do that because they would have a lot more control over, pay rates for page rates, how much work they're expected to do, and payments for if their characters show up in movies. Mm-hmm. But that's something that I don't think that they're in the process to do, because either A, that means they're going to have to fire a lot of people at the publishing companies, or that there are a lot less comics to be printed, or the cost of comics goes up double what it is right now.
Dang, dude. I don't know. I just feel like we should be past this. We should be better at this by now.
Yeah. We should be. I mean, we really should be as an entertainment industry creating art for people, and especially when you've got a company run by Zaslav, who's making billions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
Why can you not pay somebody some money that they deserve?
I made a quick image of Liefeld's Captain America with a little Figi on his head.
That's funny.
Yeah, maybe that's how he'll get back at him, is do a really poorly proportioned illustration of him.
Perfect. It's a great idea.
Got to keep that hat on there, though. That's important.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't know. People say never, and then they don't. They say never, because maybe there's a meeting point in the middle where Liefeld can make up and they can kiss and...
Yeah, I mean, he said that he's leaving Marvel for good before and has come back. But this time it feels a little bit more definite just because he feels so slighted by Feige at the movie event.
Right,
yeah.
Right. I mean, I get it, too. Like, I get in that world why that would be a real snub. But I don't know. I don't know what I want out of this. I think I want everybody to get the credit they deserve. They should get the money they deserve, whatever the fairness of that is, and you need to work out whatever that is, and then keep making cool stuff with it. Like that character doesn't exist without Liefeld and his co-creator, so find a way, Disney, find a way.
Yeah, as a couple of people are pointing out, Claire in the chat saying, because capitalism, of course it is. Well, it's just like, again, when we all got bought out by Zaslav, and they're having a podcast award, and it's like, hey, the winner for best podcast in 2025, The Morning Stream with Brian Ibbett.
Yeah.
And they don't mention Scott's name at all.
Yeah, right.
I mean, how would you feel? How would you feel in that case? That's kind of
would be lame, right? It would not be a happy. It wouldn't be a happy moment. So I don't know. I know capitalism isn't necessarily fair, but I wish it was in this case. And I'm not
rise up, people, rise up.
I'm not even that big of a Liefeld fan. Like,
me neither. But I mean, he's got a positive attitude in light of people constantly making fun of his art skills.
He really does. He's put up with so much crap, and
Yeah.
I respect him for
and
that.
Guess what? He's extremely successful anyway. So the rest of us ought to learn something from that. I don't know. Well, anyway, hey, Steven, this has been a treat and an enjoyable moment.
Good?
It really has been.
For you,
always a real hoot.
Yeah, like a big cherry sucker at the fair is what this has been.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do now is tell us what we're missing out on at Major Spoilers, because I'm sure there's something.
You are missing out on so much stuff. If you want to see what's coming up this week on Tuesday morning, bright and early, I start posting all of the sneak peeks. So if you want to find out, hey, what comic can I go to my comic book store and pick up, or my digital comic service and pick up, we have previews for almost every publisher that's out there. And so you can check those out at your own whim and scroll through and find something you like and go, oh, I want to go buy this comic book, and then you can keep the industry alive. Yay, capitalism.
Yay. See, there you go. we use a form that's fair and kind. That's the only difference. I'm here for some open markets, but let's not treat each other like shit when millions of dollars are on the line. How about that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Stay
Steven?
hydrated, everybody.
Oh, good. I was going to ask if that was a thing.
Needed that too.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya. I got a little left.
Of hydration.
Yeah.
Mine's in coffee form, but it's still hydrating me.
Yeah, you're getting a little. I mean, it's mostly water, right?
It's mostly water. Yeah.
That's how I always justify whatever it is I'm drinking. It's like, that's your fourth
Coke Zero.
Coke Zero today. What are you doing? And I'm like, it's mostly water.
I'm hydrating.
Yeah, I'm hydrating with mostly water. I'm just adding a little bit to the water, you know?
That's right. Yep.
All right, couple quick things. I went to this bookstore over the weekend.
Yeah.
And you guys might be interested in this. Here's a picture of me and Hootie, 42, hanging out.
Very cool. By the way, I concur with folks who've commented on how cool those glasses are. They're very cool.
Oh, thanks. Kim picked them out, and I can't take any credit. She thought they'd look good. I didn't believe her. I thought they made me look like a librarian or something. Not that there's nothing wrong with librarians, but I just
man, we just lost a whole unsubscribed from a bunch of librarians.
Yeah, for listeners only, there's these horn rimmed things. They're great though. I like them. They're comfortable, and I can see when I'm out doing things where I need to see things far away. But anyway, that's Hootie. Him and his wife launched this, opened this bookstore. He would give most of the credit to his wife, but it is awesome. If you are ever in, the name just escaped me.
Springville, right?
Springville's the city. So if you're ever in Springville, Utah, not to be confused with Springfield, and it's not the home of the Simpsons. They don't claim it. Springville, Utah, is north of Provo. It's not very far.
The Pumpkin Cottage.
There you go. The Pumpkin Cottage, very pumpkin-esque sort of vibe around the place. She loves them, so she was explaining to us why that name. It is the coziest, coolest little bookstore. They can get special stuff ordered in for you. They got a bunch of rad stuff already. It was awesome in there. I loved it. I want to go back. I want to go back all the time, and they're far enough away where it's hard for me to do it on the regular. But anytime I'm in Springville, I'm going.
I want to go check it out myself. I don't live close enough to do it, but I want to at some point.
Hopefully. For some reason, we're out there. For some reason, that is a thing we are absolutely doing. So go check it out. It's easy to find. It's already, if you search for it, you'll find pins for it on your maps and everything. It's even though it just opened Saturday. And I know KT Data was out there with Noel, and who else was there before or after Kevin? Somebody else was there. Remind me, Hootie.
Oh, cool.
Who was the other? I can't remember. My brain. He'll tell me. Anyway, I must have missed. Oh, Cindy Parkhouse, my eyeball lady. No, she's the eyeball.
That's right. That's right. Eyeball lady. I don't know why I always get. Hopefully, she isn't working on your teeth when you're at the eye doctor.
No, she's not. In fact, I need to get in there.
I don't know why I always getting confused that she's your hygienist.
It's easy to do because it's either eyes or teeth around here.
Wasn't there somebody at your dentist office who listened, or maybe it was just the dentist asked you about the podcast?
Yeah, he's always asking, but I don't think he's ever heard it. I have to see him today. And today we see just how dark his spray tan is. He's got a spray tan thing going.
Really? Okay, great.
Excited about that. So stories later on that. Hopefully nothing bad today. Hopefully it's just a cleaning and I'm out of there, but we'll find out.
Let's hope. Sure, we'll be fine.
Anyway, I was sad to miss Cindy and Kevin and them, but I got there right after they were there, and it was awesome. Just a real cool place. And apparently things went really well. So Hootie and his significant other, you two are rad, and I can't thank you enough for letting us come by. That was great.
Oh, excellent.
Okay, what else is going on? Monday show today. When that's over with, then you'll get my dental visit, and then after that, tomorrow
they won't get it though. They won't get it. Just you'll get it.
Yeah. Word on the street is tomorrow with Greg. That'll be fun. There's so much going on. Cool. This week's too full. I need to back it up a little bit. Oh, and my colonoscopy got scheduled, so March is coming. Yep.
That's in March? I need to schedule mine.
I did the extra.
Should we get the same day?
You want to? I'll have to check with Kim on the day. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
It's like a Monday or something. But they're going to go. They're going to do the pill form. So there's this new pill way.
Oh, right.
Where you don't have to drink 6 gallons of nightmare fluid. You can just drink, or you just do the pill form, and it costs an extra $50. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, but you still have to fast for the day, right?
Oh yeah, you still do your whole that night anyway. So from like whatever it is that afternoon through the night, you can't eat or drink anything. But you have to do that either way.
So you're just avoiding having to drink the weird liquid, thick Gatorade kind of stuff.
I hate it so much. It was real bad last time.
Yeah.
So the results are are the same, but much easier just to down a pill, some water, no big deal.
For sure, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, some places, it depends on your insurance. Sometimes it costs more, sometimes it doesn't. My insurance kind of sucks, so I have to pay an extra $50, but it's fine. I was worth it.
Gotcha.
Anyway, more on that tomorrow. Frogpants.com/TMS for all your needs. Brian, let's play a song so they have that one more need.
Yeah, Chuck Byers wrote in, said, this request is for my 62nd birthday. That's not a birthday that lasts a minute, folks. That's a 6 and a 2 birthday. Fell on a Sunday this year, February 9th, yesterday, but I was hoping to get on a day near that date. I'm a huge fan of the great Canadian band Rush. I just found this on YouTube. They cover 6 or 7 songs from the era of Rush. Basically, he forwarded me a cover by Femmes of Rock, tribute to Rush. It's 9 minutes long, so sorry, it's a little bit longer than we play on TMS. But he says, if you have another Rush cover, preferably a song from any album, Moving Pictures or earlier, play that instead. Love the show, though. Cheers, Chuck Byers. So
nice.
Happy birthday, Chuck Byers. Let's give you a Dirsch Day.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Happy birthday to you.
62, man. You are rocking it. Well done.
Yeah. How about Rush's ode to the zipper manufacturer? No, that's not right. It's YYZ, performed here by James Murphy from the Rush tribute album called Working Man from 1996. And that is a track from Moving Pictures. So there you go. Here's YYZ by James Murphy.
Hello, I'm a tailor, and your pant size is frog. You're always welcome at frogpants.com.
I don't want to talk about my back door